When you're coming down the street, you'll see this sign next to this little church and the Driskill Memorial Cemetery. You can park here next to the graveyard and the church, and the trail goes down this way towards that fence. All right, we come through this fence at the beginning here. At this point, the gravel road we followed so far goes to the right, and the designated trail here goes off to the left. Trail today is totally dry. At this point, we see a sign saying designated trail that looks like it's pointing that way. And off to the side, we have a sign that says False Mountain. I think that's a smaller mountain right nearby. So let's continue ahead on this trail. These brown signs and arrows continue to blaze the trail. So once before, a little earlier, the hill got to maybe a 20-30 degree angle, and here we are one more time. That last little uphill stretch was right before the peak. Here we are at Driskill Mountain. Apparently this was refurbished as an Eagle project. I don't see the USGS marker anywhere, but looks like this cairn here was built on the Highpoint. The registry boxes here were built right into the sign. So let's get this signed. With the registry signed, there's an overlook right around the corner, so let's go check that out. With all the foliage, you just barely get a peek of those mountains through the trees up there, but it is an overlook. And this overlook is where we find our Highpointers benches. Off to the side here, I saw this cross, and it appears to be a memorial to Cody seals. All right, if you're heading back the way we came, use this trail to return to the trailhead. But over here, we can connect with that other path to False Mountain, per this sign right here. This is a much more forest type path, single lane. Appears to be blazed by these orange and blue markers. The blazes are prolific, which is very helpful. The trail's a bit rougher than the one up, with more fallen debris, more low-hanging plants. Next to this large overturned tree, we have our next sign, and we start to go up. I think we're getting close to the top here. We've got a pretty steep slope here, 30 some degrees maybe. All right, at the top here, we got our next sign. Bending around this pine covered path here. So this flat area at the top of that last slope appears to be False Mountain. And then we continue down this way. We got a sign here that I think is pointing up to False Mountain. Yep. So where we were on top is False Mountain, that flat area right up there. After that last sign, there's a little bit of a confusing fork. So it looks like the path goes down that way, but the blue blazes are actually here. But here you can see the path recovers again clearly. This sign right here, this is the one we saw before on the way up to the Highpoint, right there. And now we're back on the trail that took us up to the Highpoint. So right there is the designated trail up to the Highpoint. That's where we went. Now it's just back down this way to the car. As we pass this rusted gate, we join back up with the gravel road, and we just follow that straight back to the parking area. that's it. Driskill Mountain.